Hello YouTube, this is Night Stabber giving you another battle report. This is a training battle report. One of the players, I was sitting around, wasn't getting any games in for a couple of weeks, and I was sitting there like, man, if I played everybody and is everybody tired of playing? Does no one need any killing? And I was able to get a game in with Once Bitten before the Southern Assault tournament. They said this is going to be the last assault, so might as well go ahead and get some games in, and this is probably going to be the last battle report with the present Wars of the Dark Gods book. So let me go ahead and I'm already doing the play testing for that. So let's go ahead and get this down. This is a slanted deployment. So I got to deploy first, and I pretty much deployed almost everything first. But first, I needed to see where my opponent was going to be deploying. So I started off with a one at a time deployment. And so I have a unit of warriors of Wrath with 2 hand weapons, and next to it is a unit of Chosen. I forgot which banner I put on them. Next to that unit is a unit of warriors with the 9 Tails banner, and a unit of about 20 barbarians. Next to that is the always present Skull Crusher bus with the Chaos Lord and a BSB this time. And I have a battle shrine, and next to that is a unit of 7 knights with a sorcerer in it and a cherry on top. So I get the first turns, I'll move up like this. Now I didn't really think about this before we decided what the terrain was going to be. And at first I said that was going to be impassable, that little piece of terrain there in front of the Chosen. And after that we decided that that should be a fence, because we already had one impassable terrain, a piece on the battlefield. He has his shrines back there in the back. I'm kind of scary of those things, so kind of have everything important kind of close by the general, and that's what the BSB is always also there for. And I'm going to be moving the knights around the right side. The warriors, I wasn't able to move the warriors that fast up because I didn't want them to get hitched up on the dangerous terrain, but then he told me that marching infantry don't have to take a dangerous terrain test, so that was kind of a wasted move there. In his phase, he moves his battle sphinxes up like this, one of them forward at least. He moves forward one of his units of the tomb guys, the Necro Guard. He has several units of Necro Guard, about 4 or 5 of them, and they're kind of dangerous because of all of that lethal strike they got. So I'm kind of worried about that. Not so scared for the barbarians, not really scared for the warriors, but definitely scared for the crushers. I need to get these guys, these units whittled down somehow, or at least get them engaged in combats, which is going to take them a long time. In his shooting phase, he takes out a couple of barbarians. He does not need to, he decides not to fire on the crusher bus. And then he decides to fire again, and he kills one of my crushers. I'm okay with that. He's trying to get to my general so he can get rid of my lucky shield, and then hit him with another trebuchet shot. I'm not really scared of the trebuchets. I got a 1-up armor save, and I'll have at least a 5-up ward save against it. So, and it'll be 5 + 5. So it should be okay. It's nearly a 50% chance of surviving, which is way better than you would get if you were a demon prince getting hit with a cannon. He moves his skeleton archers like this because he wants to try to slow the crushers down, and that's fine. I think I'm going to charge him with the skeletons with the battle shrine anyway. The battle shrine is not frenzied, so he's not going to have to run forward. So I'd rather go ahead and deal with it like that. He moves his battle shrine to the far right, over around the skeleton skull head you see over there, and you got some guys on top of the hill over there. The warriors push forward like this. Like I said, I'm really not scared. I just need to get my warriors across the field and into his lines. After that, they got a pretty good chance of surviving against all the Necro Guard. He does something against the Chosen. I think he makes the Chosen take a leadership test with 3 dice, and I think I failed 2 of them. Well, I overrolled by like 2. I think I rolled a 10. Oh, that's okay. And over here, he hits with the another trebuchet shot, killing off yet another crusher. Or it might have been archer shots. I have no. I don't. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I don't think it was the trebuchet per se. I'm just not making any 2+ armor saves at all. The Chosen actually make it into close combat. They should do decently well. I mean, they probably won't be able to make it all the way through because, he had 15 guys there, but they did a pretty good amount of decent damage. I think they did 7 wounds, it looks like, and he did 1. So we're going to be locked into close combat there. Most likely the Chosen will probably die because of all the attacks, and surely they do. And then the Barbarians are sitting there waiting, push them up, knowing that the Chosen probably won't do their job. And yeah. Over here he decides to charge my Knights with the Sphinx. And I think I might have charged the Sphinx with the Knights, and they did 4 wounds against it. It's not looking good for the Sphinx. Got pretty lucky on that, rolled quite a few 6s. Kind of moving the Crushers forward kind of slowly. And in his turn, he was able to charge the flank of the Barbarians and then the front of the Barbarians with the unit of Necro Guard. No, he just decides to charge the flank of the Barbarians. I wondered why he didn't charge the front with the front of the Barbarians to go ahead and get rid of the guys, but who am I to judge? He was able to get a couple of magic. Some magic done, so he was able to invocate some of his wounds back on the War Sphinx, but to no avail. The Knights actually beat the dust out of them after he charges in his Necro Guard in, and the Necro Guard actually helped with combat res with the Knights. So over here, the Battle Shrine kills it's already been killed, the skeletons, and it gets into close combat with the Battle Sphinx. It loses close combat, but it's not destroyed. It gets away. Yeah, and in the close combat with the skeletons versus the Barbarians win close combat. They were able to turn and face. The skeletons just rolled horribly in close combat. I decided to go ahead and charge the Crushers into the flank of the. I think those might have been Necro Guard. I don't think they're Necro Guard. I think there was another unit of skeleton archers. Which I have no problem with hitting them and then overrunning, perhaps. But really, after looking at it, I think I was able to clip the skeleton unit with the Crushers if I defeat this unit, which I probably will. And when I overrun, I'll clip them and then just run into the close combat, helping the Barbarians out. Over here, what ended up happening is the Sphinx ended up dying to the Knights, and then the Knights ended up beating the rest of the Necro Guard down. I really want to keep the Knights, but the Knights are really there as a bunker for the Sorcerer, and the Sorcerer, into my opinion, is really not doing what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, it's just the points don't they don't even out. I'm hoping to get a couple of spells off, but these spells are so weak that if they get off or not, sometimes it doesn't matter. So the Crushers win in close combat. After overrunning, hitting these guys, they peel off the rest of that unit. They move forward like that. The Barbarians exposed, their flank is exposed, and he flies his Sorcerer out of the way to get ready for the incoming slaughter. It appears that he was able to catch the War Shrine after all, his Battle Shrine. Now he's out of the way. He's really not going to be a threat to the Crushers. I'm glad for that. He has 1 wound on him, and that's where the shrine would have made it to. No, the shrine is still there. My mistake. It's still alive. It still lives. He was able to charge one of his units of. One of the units of Necro Guard into the flank of the Crushers, where the BSB is at. I'm glad for that because the BSB is over there and not a regular Crusher. He also charged another Necro Guard to the front, and I'm glad for that because the Chaos Lord is in there, and we do have a champion, so he's not going to be able to get out of the way of him. That's for sure. He was able to, and over here he charges the skeleton unit to the flank of the warrior unit after I was able to charge the warriors into the front of that unit. The warriors piece apart that unit, both units pretty much, and both units crumble, but the warriors are in quite a bad, dismal situation. Over here in this close combat, the Chaos Lord and one of the Crushers take out a bunch of guys from the front, because I decided to just throw all my attacks to the front, and I should be able to pop both units. Yep, here's another view of that. Yeah, that's pretty much what the Chaos Lord and one of the Crushers did. They killed pretty much everybody. I think it was Chaos Lord and 2 other Crushers. Killed everybody in the front and popped a considerable amount on the flank. I think him charging me on the flank actually helped me, because I was able to reform, and yeah, those Necroguard are not in a good position whatsoever right now. However, this is going to be happening in my turn when they finally pop that unit. And, yeah, we'll be able to get hit by trebuchet shots or scullipults. And over there, the warriors are able to hold their ground pretty much, and so the barbarians are able to charge the flank of his skeleton unit. So this is going to help out a lot for the warriors. Yeah, because otherwise the warriors would be totally decimated. The skeletons got in there; it was a reprieve. The knight unit was able to charge his one of his catapults, and yeah, and that's a foregone conclusion there. That one, and over here this is foregone, so I'm not going to take much time with that. Yeah, those chaos knights are going to ruin that. Skeleton's dead. They crush it. Nothing really happens to them. I think I lose a couple of skeleton knights, but not that many. Over here, the warriors do their job because the barbarians got in there. They're able to reform and try to kill off the rest of the skeletons. They didn't all pop. I think there's like 2 left. I hate when that happens with skeletons. And over here, I decided to move backwards. I don't know why I decided to move backwards. He hit me with the trebuchet and finally killed my lord. And then the knights were able to get to the other skeleton unit, and that was pretty much game. I mean, I pretty much cleaned up his entire army except for his general and one of his catapults. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report, and yeah, from here on out, guys, I see that a lot of people are watching the videos. Just go ahead and, if you've watched the video, just go ahead and put a thumbs up there. I mean, it takes no time whatsoever, less than a second. It actually helps spread the news of this channel. And could you please do that with other people's channel as well? I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. And remember, just give a thumbs up. And thanks for watching.